250 million. That's the amount of CO2 that will be released into the atmosphere once the Willow project is completed. 590 million. That's the amount of oil barrels that will be produced by the project once it's completed. Some of us might have heard of the Willow project through trending social media sites such as Instagram or TikTok, but others might be wondering what it is, what it will do, and why it was trending for so often. Through my exposure to the Willow project from the TikTok site, I have discovered that many Americans have been both pleased and disturbed by the Willow project. Through my research, I've been informed about the major effects that the Willow project will have on America's future. Through the whole course of this speech, I will speak on how the Willow project will affect America's future environment and economy. The Willow project is a massive oil project backed by ConocoPhillips. Sorry. Not sure that's not working. Let me try to start. Sorry about that. The Willow project is a massive oil operation backed by massive company ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips is currently the United States' largest oil producer, and over the past 3 years, they've used the Bureau of Land Management to communicate with America that their intentions to start an ambitious drilling project. In the latter half of Donald Trump's 2020 term, they submitted their plans to the Willow project, and through the end of his term, he gave it a signature. It wasn't until the beginning of this year when the Willow project was given another signature from Biden. However, this came at expense of his delivery, speaking on the importance of protecting federal land against drilling. The NPR states that President Joe Biden's approval had also had many negative effects on his approval ratings. In a 2020 article conducted by GRIST, the goal of the Willow project is to help Alaskan economy. Alaska is currently in the top 3 most oil-dependent economies within the entire country, with 85% of the state's budget being dependent on oil. However, as tensions continue to rise, so did the fact that the Willow project continued to affect millions of people. The Willow project will affect the United States' economy. It's no secret that the United States and Russia have had a bitter rivalry over the past few years. However, while they battle on many different fronts, now they battle each other through oil. During the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian-Ukrainian war, the price of oil has skyrocketed. This has affected many major oil companies, and over the past decade, many of the largest oil companies in the entire world have been stated to have many similar projects to the Willow project. They are also stated to invest up to $932 billion in the development of new gas fields. The Bureau of Land Management states that the Willow project will create many jobs for the inhabitants of Alaska. These tribes would be affected by the Willow project, with 1,000 jobs being needed during its construction and 400 needed during its operations. However, some experts say that these economic promises are misleading. This is due to the Willow project being hosted on federal land. Due to it being on federal land, the government can only connect funds through taxes rather than royalties, which reduces the amount of income that these local tribes can produce. This shows that the controversy through the Willow project is not just extended to the environmental factors, but also the factors of economic promises. The Willow project will affect the environment. A 2023 article conducted by Brian Rowe reports that the U.S. government must halt all drilling plans in order to stay within the boundaries set by the Paris Agreement. The IEA would further reinforce the statement that the Willow Project is a danger to the health of the global climate. However, an article conducted by Lisa Friedman in 2021 had held an interview with Republican Alaskan Senator Dan Sullivan. He would contest these claims, stating that the Willow Project would be a net positive for many of these tribes. He would be stating that if you kill these jobs, you are turning environmental justice on its head. Some tribes care more about the environment, while others care deeply more about the economy. The news of the Willow Project upset many of these local tribes. In 2023, CNN conducted interviews with many of these tribe members as they traveled to Washington, D.C. An elder would be stated, quote, "Despite the economic promises that may happen to our tribes, they don't live there. The moment we realized we were causing this climate change is the moment we should have stopped." Lisa Friedman would also be quoted stating in April that many voters felt concerned about the Willow Project. They would be seen as President Biden's approval ratings would drop 13% due to his approval of this project. Over the last few minutes, I've informed you all on how the Willow Project will affect the United States' economy and environment. This subject is not without its controversy, as there are many different political opinions across the spectrum. At the end of the day, the Willow Project will continue to affect us and many other people, regardless of whether you agree or disagree with it. This speech has also spoken on how the Willow Project will greatly affect America's future environment and economy. However, the best thing to do is to educate ourselves and each other and plan for the future. Thank you.